subtle. Next time, they ought to go for X marks the... spot.
There you are. It's rather rude of you to keep a lady waiting. I'll forgive you, though. It gave me a chance to dip into my notes about the Circle of Archmagi. One does not simply waltz into an Archmage's domain unprepared. Tell me, dearie, how much do you know about Ringrim? Oh, it's so exciting, isn't it? Hopefully, we'll even get to keep all our limbs. The Circle of Archmagi are the most powerful magical beings in Aora. Whatever the reason, the fact that she's here at all is significant. Oh, Aldra's titties, the Circle sent the Archmage of Terror. Oh, she's just brilliant. What's not to admire? There's no one in all of Aora like her. And she's come all this way to Nakukubel. But I've no idea why an illusionist would care for godless artifacts. Yours truly excluded, of course. There must be something in there of interest to Ringrim. Probably something powerful. I knew I liked you, darling. I'll be with you every step of the way. Those Steel Garrote bastards stole all my research about the Godless. They'll get to the garden first over their dead bodies. I can show you the way to Ringrim's domain, but we should travel lean. The less of us there are, the less likely she'll take notice. You'll need me to get you in the door, so who's staying behind?
I promise we'll get into the right amount of trouble.
Perfect. Oh, this is going to be fun.
How do you feel about poetry?
Poetry? Why the hell are you asking me about poetry?
Do you like it? Oh, come on. Come on, you can tell me. Say a few lines of poetry.
Wait. Do you think I have the dream script?
No, I don't. But I want to give you a shot, okay? Got eyes on something?
That's done? Who's hungry?
what'll I tell everyone back home? Oh, praise Andra. Help at last. My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. So, can you just go in and see what happened to everyone? Please? Well, yes, of course. We decided to take care of the Zorbs, you see. You heard about Fior, right? But what's to stop the Steel Garrote from doing the same here? We have to be prepared to protect ourselves, just in case. Plus, Captain Ruiki's great-grandmother was a general, so we even had a real leader among us. You should ask Captain Ruiki when you find her. The Zorbs have been getting closer to town recently. We just wanted to nip this problem in the bud. So can you just go in the cave and check on everyone? Please? Oh, thank you. Please help them however you can. And if they're dead, well, we made badges together before we came out here, and everyone should still have theirs. Find those, and you'll find the squad. Be sure to come back as soon as you learn anything.
Quiet as a soul.
Yeah.
Ah, a fel... Nothing to peddle here. Sorry, got to be on my way. Wouldn't you be? Thirdborn has the Dream Scourge. Oh, terrible state of affairs. Nothing to be done for it. I tried to tell them my vapors would protect their minds from the change. But they wouldn't listen.
Does your soul reside in your nose? No? Then you have your answer. This so-called merchant is a fraud.
Nonsense! My grandfather sailed the high seas for 30 years, and he saw ancient remedies that far surpass our modern ones. But it's no use. Thirdborn's past saving. Now, if you don't mind, I should really be going. The better question is why you're not running from a soul plague. and I'm far too pressed for time to ask it. Fair winds, traveler. Ingrates. Yours tonics and poultices for sale. It'll probably cure what ails you.
Crazy when you
On sick!
Hey, you there. Got some interesting wares if you've got coin. Good. Looks like you're still in one piece. What can Ihaka get for you? Come on! How many things have tried to kill you today? The dream thralls will eat you for lunch if the spiders don't get to you first. Me? I do fine. I know how to move without being seen. But other travelers aren't that lucky. So, share the wealth. That's what they say. Sure I have. But I like it out here. It's quiet. No prying eyes to bother me. Everyone in the living lands is running from something. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. You bet that, do you? I'd gamble with you anytime. I used to have some of the quickest fingers in the Deadfire. Jewels, letters, artifacts, there was nothing I couldn't steal. Then it all caught up to me. I had to run, but, well, you try lugging this with you. I barely made it here alive. A very fast boat, a discreet captain, and half my money. Not making that mistake again.
Let's finish this. Nicely done. done.
Look, unless you know where the whetstone for my scalpel is, can you go away? This is a pristine specimen. So hurry along.
Customer, please make yourself comfortable. When you're ready, we can get out of business. Hajime and the Tiranui will never find us up here. Greetings and salutations, traveler. Welcome to our shop. Still a work in progress, of course. But once you stop being blurry, we can get to business. No, my vision's perfect. Just since I got bit by that giant spider, things have been blurry. It probably wasn't even venomous. The bite's not even that itchy. Oh, damn. I thought we got them all. Sorry about that. I'm sure I'll be fine. Really, it sounds like you worry too much. Really? Daiko sent you? Can I ask just what he expected? Did he think sending a messenger would make me forget what an ass he is? What gave that away? It's just like Daiko. Now that I've done all the legwork, he just wants to swoop in and take half of everything. He's always been like this ever since we were children. Clearly, I'm the more industrious brother. Name one time when talking has ever fixed anything. You can't. This is what I get for mixing business and family. I should have known better. I thought that since Daiko and I were twins, we'd be similar enough for us to not fight. Guess I was wrong. Now you tell me. You know what? It doesn't matter. As long as I get paid. Preferably more than Daiko. Here's the package you wanted. That'll... Whoa. Couldn't feel my head for a moment. Oh, that'll cost you, of course.
Aiko, did you forget the pitch again?
No, of course not. Our lovely customer just loved it so much he wants to hear it again. Our wares are locally sourced and only harvested from those who have been humanely put down.
He means we find dream thralls who are already dead.
Only because we're too scared to kill them ourselves.
My friends, our client must be bored by such details.
I want to crumple into a little ball and forget the last 5 minutes.
Oh, of course. When you say it that way, it makes perfect sense.
Just inhale the substance sharply through your nose and it's perfectly safe. Probably. Shortly after, you should see visions beyond your wildest dreams.
Sea blossoms, fields of stars. What does he know of how we dream?
Now, about payment. I'm fine, just a little woozy. It'll pass. Will you really not pay me?
Oh dear. Not blessed with brains, was he?
The first one's always free. Or so I have heard.
Oh, I get it. A free sample. And then you'll tell your friends, right? In that case, I thank you.
Well, the optimism is commendable, if not horribly misguided.
Oh, and be careful. It's supposed to be an especially potent batch. Tell your friends, the friends not right here with you, I mean. Actually, before you go, am I the only one who just lost their vision? Oh, I don't feel so good.
Is Ico dead? Well, then that spider bite wasn't supposed to be the size of a melon, didn't I, Shizu?
Yes, Kauka, you did several times.
Several times? Now I'll have to find someone else to let me dissect bodies we find. Ugh, it'll take forever.
He is so young. I only hope it was peaceful. It didn't sound peaceful from here.
Wait! Oh, I can't take it. We must try the drugs. Sure, Daiko might know, but what if it's an aphrodisiac? Yes! Oh, I knew I liked you for a reason. Bottoms up. About the same. Andra's titties. I get more of a reaction from a pinch of Sveth.
I think we've been duped. Rather disappointing. Drug dealers are usually so reliable. You learned a valuable lesson. That's something.
Why do you cloud your eyes? Could we not have shown you these things?
Well, it was worth a shot. I let you have that one.
Nicely done. Your reputation is well deserved.
On your left,
On seek!
well struck.
Envoy, behind you!
Several against one. Nasty way to go.
Yeah.
So they were being followed or hunted.
If you ignore all the dead bodies around, it's a cute little camp. At least it's a beautiful place to die.
I wager those artifacts you found fit together somehow. Let's have a closer look at camp. That was a close one. Not saying a word. Heal yourself. Yatsli, well done.
At least you took care of those bastards. I'm glad I got to see some vengeance served. Don't know why you're here, stranger, but I'm grateful you are. Wait, Naoki sent you? Of course he did. He would be the one to make it out. Well, you can tell him we're all dead. Soon enough it'll be true. We arrived at the cave last night, made camp, and it all went downhill from there. We thought the Zorps had already moved on. We're not that stupid. Look, after what happened in Fior, we had to make sure it didn't happen here. The Zorps were our first official mission. Private Nauki was on watch, but I guess he fell asleep because the scaly bastards ambushed us. It was a massacre. Most died then. The rest ran off in all different directions, screaming. Nauki must have gotten away in the chaos. The gods have a cruel sense of humor to save just him. Well, no one trained us. The Terranui and Thirdborn said they had no hands to spare. But we're Rautaians. Warfare runs in our blood. We thought we'd be fine on our own. Private Nauki is a fool and a coward. Since we left Thirdborn, he's been running his mouth. We got to hear how many Zorps he's going to kill and who he thinks is afflicted. The town's been talking about nothing but Fior and the Dream Scourge. I think it got to him.
It crawls into our mind as it crawls into theirs.
It's probably why he was the first one out, because it was all suddenly real. Even if the captain had been acting weird lately, there were 1,000 better reasons for it. No, Captain Ruiki was fine. We were all fine, no matter what Private Nauki thinks. If you don't believe me, check her journal. That should be enough to please you. If anything, it might finally convince that idiot Nauki. Here, take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them. I don't have long. Let me stay and enjoy the silence before Barath takes me. Please, let me spend my final moments in peace.
Seeing these poor folks, I'm glad the animators and Fjord stayed in their labs and just let the rangers do their jobs. Can you imagine Yvette trying to save Remy? Ugh, the horror.
If it came down to survival, those two would eat each other alive. But that's how it is among animancers, especially the competitive ones. Partners become rivals, and rivals become prey.
Seek!
Who's next? Anyone? Seek!
Unseek! Unseek!
I'm not dead yet.
Unseek!
Not bad, envoy.
Sorry, Adirian. Path's closed. Too many dream throws around. Can't come through here, friend. Temertes closed it off for fear of the plague.
I should invest in a tower.
Yeah.
That was a close one. This is where the captain told us to go.
Yeah.
Holy gods! Someone actually came! Please, you have to help my friends! They're gods! They're monsters! They were good people, and I can't, I'm not... Their souls can't rest like this, and I'm not strong enough to put them down myself. Please, they didn't deserve... They were... My gods. How did this happen? You're a good person, stranger. Better than me. Emiwa, Eornu, everyone, please. Forgive me. Find me when it's over.
These poor people. Let's end their suffering quickly.
He disturbs us. We see
On your right, man.
Sick!
It looks easy when you do it.
Yeah.
fear in the eyes. Swarm! Devour!
Seek!
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything. I'm gods. I'm useless. But you helped them. They can rest now. How did you find us? What are you doing out here? Old Nagunu? But I thought he wanted us dead. I don't understand. Are the others... Are they alive? After our last deal, I couldn't stay. It didn't seem safe to stay. It terrifies me. Losing control, losing my body.
You still seem pretty coherent, though I don't blame you for erring on the side of caution.
The captain. He wanted things out of life that Ruanga and I didn't. Money, citizenship in your empire, a big manor house in High Crown's Port. And he'd do, well, unsavory things to get them. She wanted to stay close to Thirdborn, in case something needed to be done. But there were too many people there for me. When the Dream Scourge came, I just felt better outside. Safe. Far away from everything. No, it's just Nagunu. We parted on bad terms. Our last deal, it went wrong. He thought Ruanga and I did it. He said if he ever saw us again, we were dead. That's not like him. Are you sure?
It's what he told us. You'll have to see for yourself if he's being sincere.
I guess. Well, I'm different. Maybe he's different. Why should I? A favor. Yeah, it's just a drink. Just an hour. That's nothing. Maybe it's time to stop. Stop running. Stop hiding. Turn and face things. Face Nagunu. All right. I'll go. I'll go to Thirdborn. As soon as I can find the courage.
You won't have to look hard for courage. It's there for you to call upon when needed.
Thank you all. I'll try.
I hope it works out for him. The Archmage certainly knows how to make a first impression.
I hadn't had a chance to see all this before. It's magnificent.
Yatsley, when all of this is behind us, are you going back to Fior Mesivernal?
It's hard to imagine leaving forever, especially with Quilici still there. Well, what about you, Dee?
The dream scourge is getting worse. First our land, then our animals. Now our people. If we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the living lands. I keep trying, and the world keeps punishing me for it. As if the dream scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the Adherents are profiting off our misfortune. They haven't come to help us. They're here to exploit our weakness. We thwarted her in Emerald Stair. Maybe we can do it again. It's too bad. We're fighting for our lives, our souls, and our freedom. I don't know if we can win all three. I've been better, if you hadn't noticed. It will pass, I'm sure. My apologies for acting cynical, but it feels as if nature, politics, and even the very gods are working against us. I don't appreciate being backed into a corner, but here I am. Despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful to be working with Yatsley. In many ways, Quilici has been like a second father to me. But Yatsley, she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good. Well, she's an expert in that field. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly interested in godless ruins? When it comes to her, there's never any good news. We should be ready for anything. Something tells me Ludwig isn't finished with us yet. What's on your mind? For you, anything. Anyone in particular? I warn you, I'm not the best judge of first impressions. Of course, she's brilliant, open to anything, and sees the world as she wants it to be. Yatsley gave me my first glass of wine, and the courage to approach a special someone. We have a lot of catching up to do. No one to get jealous over. To call it a relationship would be an insult to the word. But it was fun while it lasted. Animancy is the study of life. Unfortunately, we get so busy that we forget to live. So a little roll in the hay is good for the soul. Yatsley taught me that. Well, not the part about rolling in the hay. That was my idea, and I don't recommend it. Indeed, old friends. When they died, Yatsley protected me. Made sure I had one consistent person in my life. I think that's why she gave me that glass of wine. Why she encouraged me to live my life to the fullest. She was making sure I hit all the milestones I could have missed. Now that she's traveling with us, maybe she can teach you a thing or two. I think that covers everyone. And if my good opinion changes, you'll be the first to hear about it. Thanks for talking.
For the camp of an official Adiran envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course. With how overwrought you Adirans can be, I expected at least some tacky rugs. But as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind? I appreciate it, Envoy, but I think I need a moment to gather my thoughts. Can we save that talk for once I've freshened up a bit? I'm the only buyer you'll find here, and I already have the jar. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find. I've yet to be burned in a single flame trap, and I don't intend to start anytime soon. Fair guess, though. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given. I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. The next thing I know, everything was on fire. No! Well, me, obviously, but otherwise, no. What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with arson? My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them. I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end. Just the usual things. Not studying for an exam, having all your teeth fall out. They're not nearly as enjoyable as my more provocative dreams. Oh. Well, just be sure to have a quick release knot if you ever make that fantasy reality. Someone should learn from my mistakes. I certainly have no intention to.
That's one use for rigging.
As delightful as you are, we've much to do and less time to do it in. Shall we go?
Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly recognize the place. 6 years ago. Feels longer now. You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller and the colors are duller? Then you get it. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis, dangerous and out of the way, but bursting with vitality. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People like Capo, the Leviathan Slayer, and Tama. Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. People who built around their stories and their scars. I guess it felt like one, too. Hardtack and Merc brew after a long day's patrol tasted better than any feast. Being back, it felt like we were watching Thirdborn die a slow death. True, but I can't help but feel that the Thirdborn I knew 6 years ago would have faced it better. I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn seems rudderless. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with Adir is another. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn feels like a barnacle on a moving ship. Temerity's leading them as best she can, but towards what? What are we doing out here besides surviving? Or it'll go the way of the godless and their ruins. Not sure which idea makes me more uneasy. What about you? You were sent by your emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died, met a secret god, and gotten swept up in tensions between your empire and our scattered settlements. You brought Egwolf to Adir in justice, but then you thwarted the Steel Garrote's attack on Fjord. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides? That kind of clarity is rare. Thanks for talking. I hope Thirdborn is able to find its way somehow. A marker of his service to Thirdborn's defense, and something that helps his comrades identify his remains, if needed.
You always hope it won't come to that.
You hope it won't, but you know it might. It's an old Rauatayan naval tradition that Thirdborn's kept alive, and another debt I owe him. Where to start? It's a huge desert full of sandy wastes, canyons, and highlands. On a clear day, you can stand at one of the overlooks to gaze straight across the great sand sea and see no end to the dunes. Yeah, it's dangerous and stark. A lot like Rauatai, but in a different way. Sandstorms instead of typhoons. Guess that's part of what I liked about it. Familiar, but different. The story goes that a lot of the first arrivals were Rauataians without other prospects, too low on the ladder to take over the family trade, too poor to learn another. Exactly. Rauatai's an inhospitable environment, to say the least, so my people have a proud tradition of seeking our fortunes elsewhere. The Rauatai's got a big navy that always needs fresh blood, and there are plenty of opportunities for large, colorful mercenaries and bodyguards all over Aora. You got it. It's hard to say when Thirdborn was properly founded. It started as a convenient harbor for pirates and mercs to lie low. Bold or desperate, fishing crews from Rawatai would follow seasonal catches out here. Over time, those early arrivals built huts, a proper harbor, and walls to protect them from all the hungry things in the desert. Well, that brought in a steady trickle of veterans, ruffians, trophy hunters, and rugged eccentrics. People looking for fresh adventure, or running from the consequences of their old ones. Your words, not mine. I've got a lot of memories here, and the longer I stayed away, the harder it felt to come back. Harder than I thought. Thirdborn's missing a lot of familiar faces. And the youngsters who've grown up and the new arrivals, they seem green. Like they're cut from a different cloth, a more delicate one.
This plague is tearing everything apart at the seams. Healing may take years, if not generations.
Maybe you're both right. Thirdborns only survived because the people were tougher than the wilds. I just hope the people living behind those walls know how to keep them standing. And I've got answers. Some of them may even be true. You're asking me? I'm not much of a gossip. Okay, who do you want to know about? You know, just when I was thinking our little group was getting too solemn and serious, we met her. Sometimes I think she lives in her ruins and grimoires rather than in the real world with the rest of us. But she keeps things interesting and keeps us on our toes. What's more, she's a good friend to Giada, and Giada's a good influence on her. I'm pretty sure Yatsley flirts with everybody. I don't read anything into it. Don't get me wrong, she's a striking woman, but she and Quilichi have a good thing. I'd never get in the middle of something like that. Couldn't have said it better myself. I just hope she keeps some part of herself grounded with the rest of us. She's brilliant, but I worry that the real-world consequences of the forces she plays with are academic to her. Maybe I shouldn't. Sure. Get some rest, Envoy.
Listening to Yatsley's thoughts about godless ruins is one thing. Bringing her along for the rest of the trip is something else. Well, don't you think it's a little convenient? You need to go somewhere no one ever goes, and here she is to show you the way? If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Obviously, things have changed since then. Bothered? Pedraku. It's my job to guide you as safely as possible. What you're doing isn't safe. I'll go along with whatever you decide. Just don't be disappointed when she doesn't show you what you wanted to see. Anyway. Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked about is Yatsley. I don't trust her any further than I could throw her, which honestly isn't that far. She actually goes down into these ruins on purpose, just to see what's down there, I guess? And now she's trying to lead us to the garden. Might as well be searching for WoW's wacky wagon of mysteries. Nah, I'm sure she knows what she's doing, but what if she doesn't? Until next time. I suppose if you're on a wild goose chase, there are worse places to do it. I probably know a lot about this place that you don't. It's rough, but it's very survivable. Yatsley's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? More questions, most likely. And spiders. Nothing, I'm fine. Forget I said anything. I just want to make sure we've covered all the options before we dive headfirst into another deadly ruin. Right. Just keep it in mind, I guess. Anyway. Pleasant dreams.
You've been to Third Born before.
Thousand times. What?
Have you ever eaten at the Dead Sword Field? Andra's titties feel...
It's like a glove.
Good. Now, as I was saying, have you ever eaten at the Dead Sword Field?
Seeds of change, their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe. A name given to the land, not asked for. You see why the parasites are loathed? The soil does not want these cities. It yearns for silence, for the kestrel song. But first, the sprouted ones will grow. They will bring the stillness and the bird song. The air was not meant for voices. The soil was not meant to carry buildings. We want all of them gone. We wish for life to flourish again. Efforts paid in blood. They lie to the earth, to themselves. Death nourishes the soil. All things come from the rot. The spider devours her mate to lay her eggs. We ponder, dream of shifting sands now. We will speak again.
You see that too, right? The ice. You see it? Our deaths reaching for us through the ice and time. I know because she told me. The Archmage whispered something to me, but I don't remember what. And I'm not sure I want to either. She's broken all of us. Even the Zoribs. Poor bastards. A deer hen, wasn't I? I've been so busy with the Zoribs. They're smarter than we think. There was one with the most beautiful spear. I wanted it. I told the Archmage. She said... No. I hear it. I've heard it whisper under the skin. Our deaths come courting. But I want the Zorib spear. And the ice has my death. I don't know what to do. Oh, I haven't slept in so long. Did you see its spear? Something beautiful in this cold dark. The ice takes everything in the end. Oh, I can hear it calling even now.
Logically, I know these were put here to frighten us. And yet, I'm still frightened.
Even more bodies. Oh, gosh. This is it. Ringrim was definitely here.
What gave it away? The tableau of frozen corpses? The Archmage of Terror is many things, but subtle is not one of them.
Yes, but look at them. The artistry is sublime. Can you imagine having enough finesse to make all this?
Whatever you say, Yardsley. Regardless, we didn't come across this by accident. The Archmage is trying to frighten us. Successfully, I might add.
A spell. And a very clever one. Ringgrim's using her illusions to make people choose to stay away. Everyone except us. Of course I probably can. All spells have a counter. You just have to know what it is. But we can figure that out later. Right now, we have to focus on what's at the end of that passage. Precisely. Chances are we'll die, but if we don't, we stop Ludwig and get into the ruins. So, win-win.
I like our odds, especially with you around.
Let's get going. Oh, and stay close. These are so lifelike. Poor bastards.